Good morning and buenos dias. I am Abu Sha'b and welcome back for another lesson in Puerto Rican expressions. This morning I want to talk about the most important thing, in my opinion, for English speakers that are learning Spanish. And this is the most important thing. This is literally the phrase, the most important thing. La cosa más importante. The thing, más importante. Most important, more important, but in this case it translates to the most important. La cosa más importante es que is that you pronounce the vowel sounds correctly in Spanish. Different from English, the vowel sounds in Spanish have to be pronounced correctly. The good news is the vowels only have one sound and it never changes. It doesn't change regionally, it doesn't change country to country. The vowels always retain the same sound, and this is really important. This is a really integral part of pronouncing and understanding and being able to be understood when speaking Spanish. And this is a lot different from English and other languages where it's more important to pronounce the consonants correctly. In English, the words dad and wow have the same vowel sound even though one's an A and one's an O. In Spanish, you won't find this at all. You won't find the schwa sound. Every vowel sound is distinct and clearly pronounced. Now, we all remember the vowels from grade school, A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. In Spanish, the Y, which is called Y, which is the Greek E, is not considered a vowel. So we have 5 vowels. Now, the little bit of a confusing issue is that some of the vowels have names that correspond with other letters in English. And this can be kind of confusing at first, but once you nail it down, this will really help your spoken Spanish. You will be understood, and your Spanish will really come together after this, after getting this concept down. The A in Spanish is A. It's always pronounced A, a short A sound in English, A. The E is called A in Spanish, and it's always pronounced a long A sound, A, like in may or day. Any word that has an A, it's pronounced A. E, whoop, I got confused. I in English is called E in Spanish, and it's always pronounced E, the long E, the double E sound in English. O is always pronounced O, and U is always pronounced U, 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 U. So in Spanish it's A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. Now, my own embarrassing story about this in my struggle with Spanish is that when I was first learning, I couldn't pronounce the word bathroom correctly, which is a really basic and elemental word, baño, el baño. ¿Dónde está el baño? And I wasn't saying ¿dónde está correctly either. I was saying something really American like ¿Dónde está el baño? Nobody could understand me, and I didn't understand why until I finally realized that I was Americanizing the vowel sounds. I was pronouncing this A like an American. I was saying baño. Nobody understood because baño doesn't exist in Spanish. All that being said, oh wait, there's one other small issue. When there are vowel combinations in Spanish, each vowel is pronounced distinctly. There are very few diphthongs in Spanish, and the ones that are really easy. There's no, all the sounds that exist in Spanish exist in English. In fact, English has more sounds. So once you nail down these vowel sounds, and one of my best pieces of advice is to read out loud a couple minutes every day and be conscious about how you're pronouncing these vowels. A, E, I, O, U. That being said, I want to talk about a simple structure in Spanish that it's really useful, and that's me da hambre. This literally means it gives me hunger, but it makes me hungry, it would mean. Da is from the verb dar, which is to give, D-A-R, dar. When you put the reflective pronoun me, M-A-A, me, in front of it means to me. So the form da, D-A, is he, she, or it gives to me with the reflective pronoun, me da, it gives to me. In all these cases, it would be translated to it, even though the it is implied because you can tell that we're talking about an it from the way that the verb is conjugated. Me da, which means it gives to me. It gives to me humor. Me da gracia. This is kind of regional in the Caribbean. This means it's funny. I find it funny. I find it amusing. Me da gracia. It makes me laugh. It's funny. Here in the Caribbean, gracioso can mean funny. Gracia in standard Spanish is grace, and outside of the Caribbean, I believe it doesn't have any other meaning than grace. Here's kind of a Caribbean term as well. This is me da coraje, and that means, that's yet another way to say it makes me angry. This makes me angry, me da coraje. Me da sueño. Sueño means dream or sleep, but in this case it's sleepiness. Me da sueño, it makes me tired, it makes me sleepy. Me da dolor, it gives me pain, it hurts. Now the past for this is really simple as well, as me dio hambre, it made me hungry. Me dio sueño, it made me sleepy. And before we go, I want to share a little bit of my daughter's artwork. This is her dream home, but we had a little bit of an argument about this because apparently she wants her dream home to be built on a busy highway, and I want her to build her dream home in the country. Well, I hope you learned something. Thank you very much for viewing, and have a great day.